Picture this. You walk into an event, meet a bunch of new people, chat for about 5 minutes with each one, smile, ask the usual questions, everything seems to go fine. The next day, almost nobody really remembers you, but there's always that one person who also only talked for 5 minutes with each person, and the next day, they're the one everybody's talking about. Dude, I met someone amazing last night. Both of them had the same amount of time, the same circumstances, maybe even the same topics, and still, only one of them stuck. The difference wasn't the topic or the joke or how hard they tried to seem interesting. It was something else, something much simpler, and way easier to train than it sounds. Today I'm going to show you exactly what that person does differently, defining the secret to make a memorable impression within 5 different aspects of a good social interaction. The impact of the first impression actually has a name in behavioral psychology, the primacy effect. The first few minutes of contact shape almost the entire perception someone carries of you afterward, and the brain does this without asking permission. The problem is most people spend that window trying to make a good impression when what actually makes you memorable is something completely different. Let's get straight into it. Instant rapport. The first thing that separates a forgettable conversation from an unforgettable one is how comfortable the other person feels around you, and how fast that happens. There's a phenomenon called behavioral mimicry. Basically, your body subtly mirroring the tone, pace, and even posture of whoever's in front of you. This happens naturally between people who connect well, and the reverse is also true. You can trigger that same sense of connection just by matching your rhythm to theirs. So, next time you're in a conversation, forget the rehearsed lines. Pay attention to how the other person talks. Are they calm? Are they energetic? And let your tone drift a little closer to theirs. That alone makes their brain start processing you as someone like me, and similar reads as safe. Questions that actually build connection. Now, here's a classic mistake. Surface level questions like what do you do or where are you from open the door, but they don't build anything. They're just traffic, and that's not where memory lives. What actually sticks are questions that invite the other person to feel something while they answer. Swap what do you do for what made you choose that, or what's got you most excited about it lately. Notice the difference. One asks for a fact, the other asks for an emotion. And you don't need to force some memorized list of deep questions. That sounds fake instantly. The real trick here is genuine curiosity. If you actually want to know the answer, the question comes out natural. If you're just trying to look interesting, the other person feels it right away, even if they can't explain why. Active listening is a tool, not just good manners. Most people, while the other person is talking, are already thinking about what they're going to say next. There's a name for that too. Selective listening, basically listening just enough to build your next response. But everything you need to keep an amazing conversation going has already been said, you just have to catch it. If the person mentions, even in passing, that they traveled alone last year, or that they quit a job to try something else, that's an entire thread you can pull. So relax your body, let go of what you were about to say, and let curiosity pull you back to what they just told you. One simple way to do this: repeat back, in your own words, what they said before you continue. Besides showing you were really paying attention, it also buys you time to think of a better question. The subtle mistakes that weaken a first impression. There are 3 very common habits that quietly sabotage conversations without people even noticing. The first is trying to impress, talking about achievements, trips, connections, hoping it'll spark admiration. But impressing creates distance, not connection. People don't get close to someone who seems perfect. They get close to someone who seems real. The second is firing off too many questions back to back, like a job interview. It makes the conversation feel mechanical and kills any sense of genuine exchange. And the third, maybe the sneakiest one, is rushing to fill silences. A second or two of pause doesn't mean the conversation died. It usually just means it's breathing. Let the silence exist. It tends to bring the next good question on its own. The impression that's left after the conversation ends. This is where the peak end rule comes in. The idea that we don't remember an entire conversation, we remember its most intense moment and how it ended. Meaning, you can have a great conversation from start to finish, but if it ends any old way, flat, rushed, awkward, that's what sticks. And the opposite is true too. A warm ending can save even an average conversation. So when it's time to say goodbye, make a point of closing with something specific that actually happened. Like, I love that story you told about X. Instead of a generic, it was great meeting you. That anchors the memory to a real moment, not an empty formality. Remember those 2 people from the beginning. Same amount of time, same circumstances, the same 5 minutes of conversation. The difference was never the topic they picked or who tried harder to shine. It was that one of them made the other person feel felt in that moment instead of trying to seem interesting. And that's the secret behind everything you just saw. Rapport, better questions, real listening, avoiding the mistakes that push people away, closing with warmth. All of it is just different ways of doing the same thing, taking the focus off yourself and putting it on the other person. Pick just one thing from this video to try in your next conversation. A question that asks for emotion instead of a fact, or simply letting the silence breathe. Just one. And notice the difference it makes. If this video made sense to you, hit the like, subscribe for more content on communication, charisma, and self-development. And comment below which of these points you need to work on the most. It seriously helps me figure out what to bring you next. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.